So you're a producer and you want to play piano but don't know how to. Let me show you just how easy it is. So first off, when you look at the piano, it looks like there's a lot of notes. There's really not. There's only 12. And then this one is just a repeat of this. Yes, there are 88 keys on the piano, but there's only 12 different notes. The reason they repeat is because all 12 notes can be played at higher or lower octaves. For example, those were all the same note, just different octaves. When you first look at the piano, you'll notice that there are 2 black keys beside each other, along with 3 black keys beside each other, and this pattern repeats. And notice how they all sound like the same notes as each other. These two sound the same as these two. That's because they're all the same notes. They're just different octaves. Okay, so there's 12 notes, but how do we know which ones to play? Well, most songs have something that's called a key, where you're only going to use 7 of those 12 notes. For example, if I were to just play the white keys, then I just played all 7 notes of C major. There are 12 different notes, and each note has its own key. Now this is only for major keys. Minor keys are outside of the scope of this video, but right here I'll throw in some examples of minor keys and what they sound like. Just in case you're interested in learning more about them, if you guys request a video on those, then I will make a separate video on minor keys. So how do you know which 7 notes you're supposed to use? Well, all 12 major keys have the exact same pattern, and if you actually look at the white notes on the piano, they actually show out this pattern. So if you start on C, we'll say C in this case is our root. If you go to the next white note, you'll notice that there's a black note in between them. That means that D is 2 notes away from C. That's called a whole step. And 1 note up would be called a half step. And you're going to need to remember this pattern. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. If you ever forget how to play a major key, remember this. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Or 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1. 2 notes up, 2 notes up, 1 note up, 2 notes, 2 notes, 2 notes, 1 note. And then of course these are the same. So your starting note, in this case it's C. 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1. And congratulations, you just played the major scale. Now you can do this with any note. For instance, if I were to pick E flat, all I do to play E flat major is repeat that same pattern. I'm going to go 2 notes up, 2 notes, 1 note, 2 notes, 2 notes, 2 notes, and then 1 note to reach the octave. Okay, so now you know the 7 notes to use. Well, how are you going to make chords out of that? There are lots of different ways to play chords, but I'm going to show you the basic way of playing it. So you're going to do something that I call play and skip. You play a note, and then you skip the next one, so we won't play F, and we play the next one. So we're playing E flat, skipping F, and going to G. Then from G, we will skip the next note and play the next one. Combine those 3 notes together, and that is E flat major. And you can keep adding on. And then eventually, when you add too many, it starts to get weird. And in that case, you would have to actually play A natural instead of A flat, because that doesn't sound very pleasing. I don't know about you, but that sounds a lot more relaxed. So how do you know what chord to play? Each note has its own name. First note is called 1, second note is 2, third note is 3, and then fourth is 4, fifth is 5, and then 6, and then 7, and then these repeat. Pretty simple. So if I wanted to play the 1 chord, I would play the 1, skip the next note, play the next note, skip, play, and that would give me E flat major. If I want to play the 2 chord, I play 2, skip, play, skip, play, and that would give us the 2 chord, or F minor, because in this case we're in E flat. If you want to play the 3 chord, you play the 3, skip, play, skip, play, and then so on and so forth with the rest of the chords. Now this one sounds a little different. The 7 chord is what's called a diminished chord, and the reason it sounds like that is because these 2 notes are what's called a tritone. The diminished chord is hard to work with if you have limited knowledge on how music works, so most producers just kind of avoid that one and they stick with the normal chords. Okay, so how do you know what chords to play? Well, that's completely up to you. One that I hear a lot in popular songs is 1, 6, 4, 5, 1. And they just loop that a bunch of times, which it works. And congratulations, you just learned music theory, or at least around 10% of it. Most producers won't need to learn more than what I just taught you, but knowing the basics of what I just taught you will definitely help you the next time you want to make a beat and put a piano in it, but just don't know what to play. If you watched up to this point, please like the video. It boosts me in the algorithm and keeps me monetized, and I got bills to pay like everybody does, so it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Alright, that's all I got. Peace.